this video we'll go through the settings. You can access the settings from any page, whether you are in Grid Explorer or within a grid set. It will be the same process. So you simply select the three dots button on the top right hand of the screen and then click on settings. So the process will be the same if you're within a grid set. You just do the same thing, select the three dots and then select settings. The settings section allows you to make changes to the access method, the voice input method and the dictionary options. And also to check remote editing, amongst other things. The main things the settings will be used for is especially to make changes to the voice. So select speech from the toolbar on the left hand side of the screen and here you can change the voice if required. You'll see a list of available voices appear, and if you're online and you scroll down you should be able to see a few more in a list that you can download.
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
So scrolling down you'll find the downloadable voices and a variety of dialects being created as we speak, and you just select get to get it installed.
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
When you've selected your desired voice, simply select speech from the top of the screen to return back to the speech options, and now you can select configure. Here you can see you can adjust the speed depending on the environment you're in, the pitch and also the volume to further personalise your voice.
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
When you're happy with the voice, go back to the speech options again, and here you can decide if you want to have the voice speak after every word or sentence as you type. And this depends on what you want. Some people are anxious about having it typed out as they speak, so you can turn that off here. And some people want to be listened to as every word is spoken. The next thing you'll see is the pronunciation. And in this section you can change things if, for example, names aren't being pronounced correctly by the device. So you simply select the plus, and you type in the top section, you type the word that's being mispronounced. And in this example we're just going to type the same thing here so we can give it a little test and see how it's being pronounced currently.
Trampolining.
So we do need to change that. And in order to do that, in the second box for pronunciation, forget all your spelling and just type how you think it should sound. It might take some trial and error, but you can keep pressing test to check.
Trampolining.
So that's much better. And if we like that, we can select save from the top right corner of the screen and it'll save it into our list. There we go. The other thing you can do with this list is edit it, so you can select the edit button and you can delete what you need to delete. Another section of the settings is the access section where you can alter what you're doing with your access. So in this case it's the iPad, we only have the touch settings at the moment. You can check your highlight style. Do you want the cell to light up at all, or do you just want a coloured background or just a border? So you can make those selections there. And the other one is the colours that you're going to use. So you've got a variety of options there. You can adjust the colour if it's not quite right. And it's quite useful, especially for people with visual difficulties. They might need particular colour contrasts. If you find there are more complex requirements, such as adjusting settings if somebody has a tremor and needs something to counteract repeat presses, This would be altered here in the Open Accessibility settings, which is within the iPad settings itself, and usually this is done by AEC West staff. So the next thing you can see is the writing section. In the dictionary, you can alter the settings here if you want things to be memorized for predictions, various things there that you can do. If you want spelling, down below you can add or remove a word to the dictionary. Then we go to symbols. You can change if you want symbols to be shown or not. You can have adult symbols showing or not, and you can change the skin tone of your symbols too. And you can also set a particular symbol to come up every time you have that word, so that dog will show every time that dog comes up in the message box. The next one is chat history. So you can decide privacy or not if you want the device to learn what you're saying, which is useful if you want to bring that up more often. Here you can, in the chat messages section, you can delete and edit what's there as well. The other section that we have, which is quite important, is the accounts section. So when there is an email address in the Smartbox and Dropbox sections there, it shows that the iPad is connected to a remote account and can be accessed from a PC at a different location, either for editing the vocabulary or saving a particular grid set to a USB. In this case, we don't have that set up. There's no email in the Dropbox account, so this one is not connected in this particular example. But having these accounts set up is usually done by the AEC West team beforehand, using an impersonal account for privacy. And if you select the remote editors option, you can usually see who is able to access your grid set. And generally it will only be the assistants at AEC West, which is shown by a single email. And you can also edit and delete remote editors, so you can delete the emails and they can no longer access your grid sets. If you're given permission to edit someone's vocabulary and wish to be set up as a remote editor, AEC West or Smartbox can sort this out for you, and this is where you would add your email address once you've been set up.